Welcome back, everyone. This is our first video that includes core content for the course International Marketing Management. I'm Tracy Tooten, your guest professor for the week. Nike has long used the slogan, "Just do it." This has caught on with people making t-shirts out of it, making it their life motto, using the motto to be able to inspire themselves and motivate themselves to move forward on many things that they might have been avoiding, whether that's a weight loss program, an exercise program, or the start of a new career. As marketing managers, we might want to consider the just do it advice for ourselves. But as a strategic marketer, would it be good advice or bad advice for us to just do it? Well, I ask you this question because sometimes it can be, particularly in large organizations, that we end up suffering from information paralysis. We have so much information in front of us, or perhaps so little information, at times that happens as well, that we end up stalling on our decisions. We miss opportunities because we don't act quickly enough or we don't act decisively enough. And in those times, it would be good advice for us to just do it. It would be better to move ahead, even if we potentially fail, than to completely miss the opportunity. On the other hand, if we have access to information, then the advice to just do it would be a bad thing for our organization because we might move forward while we are missing some basic information. One of the readings that I've asked you to read for today's lesson is the reading on Gillette's Shave India market expansion move. And Gillette is a good example of a company that probably took the advice of just do it and didn't fully analyze information that should have been clearly available had they taken the time to study that information. So the answer here is, it depends. Sometimes it's good advice, sometimes it's bad advice. The key is to remember to use the information that's available to us when we can, but to make sure that we don't fall victim to missing out on opportunities by moving too slowly. So as we move forward in the course, something that I'm going to try to do is to make sure that you have tools available to you, theories and models and frameworks that will help you to analyze the information that you do have access to as marketing managers. That way, you'll be able to use these models and frameworks to help you organize information and make it more likely that you can take action and take action successfully as marketing managers. Therefore, the purpose of our course is to explore marketing decision-making. We'll do so in an international context, and we'll make sure that we relate that to all elements of the marketing mix. You'll see an overall framework, that's the Onion framework that I introduced to you in our last video, but we'll use that framework to explain how to develop an overall go-to-market plan for a product in a global marketplace. And you'll have a set of analytical tools that you can use in each of these stages in order to make better decisions. What is marketing? No matter what area of marketing you're working in or what level of marketing you're working with, it's of value to really understand what marketing is and to keep that in mind as you're making your decisions. So what is marketing? If I were there with you in person, I would ask you to try to think of a word or a phrase that means marketing to you. But since I'm not there, we'll just review the basic definitions as provided by the American Marketing Association. The American Marketing Association is the leading global organization for understanding the discipline of marketing. In 2003, the AMA defined marketing as an organizational function and a set of processes for creating, communicating, and delivering value to customers and for managing customer relationships in ways that benefit the organization and its stakeholders. This definition let us know that there are a set of processes, and you're going to learn in this course many of those. And it highlights that marketers create products, communicate benefits, and deliver value to customers. The definition also highlighted the importance of managing customer relationships. In other words, it's important that we don't just view transactions as our end goal, but that we look at the value customers have across their lifetime, the value that we have when we develop long-term customer relationships. The American Marketing Association revised the definition in 2007. There they published that marketing is the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. In this definition, the AMA wanted to ensure that it was clear that marketing is a very broad set of activities, institutions, and processes. There are many aspects and levels of marketing, and marketing affects all of the stakeholder groups. It doesn't only affect our organization and our customers, but it also affects our partners along the value chain and society at large. And so any stakeholder group has a role to play in marketing. This definition also emphasized that in marketing, we must be making exchanges. If we are not making exchanges, then we have not fulfilled our mission as a marketer. The definitions that we just covered for marketing, in my mind, are somewhat complex. And if I were starting a new job as a marketing manager, and my job description included that definition of marketing, I think it would be difficult for me to really know what to do. And for that reason, I prefer to use a definition of marketing that was first published in the Oxford English Dictionary in 1455. That's right, 1455. Hundreds of years ago, we already had a very simple definition of marketing that is just as relevant and accurate today as it was then. And that definition is that marketing means to sell or bring to market. Again, let me say that again, to sell or bring to market. Now, sometimes when I'm working with marketing students, they don't like to think about the role of selling as it relates to marketing. They're uncomfortable with the idea of being a salesperson or trying to sell something to someone else. And if you feel that way, let me encourage you to get over that sensation immediately. That is because if our organization is not able to sell a product, to sell an idea, a good or a service, and sell it in exchange for money, then we will not be able to stay in business for very long. So therefore, to sell is a critical component of a successful marketing venture. Therefore, our definition in the course will be that marketing means going to market. All of the decisions that we have to make in order to bring an offer to the market is what we will be doing in this course. So our definition is going to market, and with what do we go to market? With an offer, or sometimes it's called an offering. You can substitute either word for each other at any point. And what is an offering? Well, it's the marketing mix. The marketing mix are the primary components of the offer, and when we design an offer to bring to market, we use all of those components in our design. Jerome McCarthy first explained the marketing mix in 1959. At that time, it was made up simply of 4 P's. And if you are selling a good, a product that is wholly a good, then you still have only 4 P's. Those are product, place, price, and promotion. But if you are selling a service, or if you are selling a good that has service aspects to it, then you will use 7 P's. You'll have the first 4, product, place, price, and promotion, and then you will also have people, process, and physical environment. Now, if you're wondering why do we have those additional 3 P's for services? Well, you know that whenever you participate in a service, a customer cannot evaluate a service until they have actually experienced the service. And that experience is largely based upon the service provider who is providing the service for the organization. That's why people are an important part of the marketing mix for services. As we seek to evaluate services, we also will look for tangible cues of how good that service is going to be. Tangible cues could be things like the aesthetics of the area, the sounds that we hear, the smells, how clean something looks. And that's why physical environment is part of the marketing mix for services. And then lastly, the process through which we receive and experience a service becomes part of the service itself in a service environment. And that is why the process P is also part of the marketing mix for services. So let me just say those again to make sure that you have them. Our offer, that's what we will bring to market, and it is made up of the marketing mix, which is 4 P's for a good, or 7 P's for a service or a good that has a service component. Those P's are product, place, price, promotion, people, process, and physical environment. Here is the onion model that we will be using throughout our course. I first introduced this to you in our introduction, and I show it again here because this explains each segment of the course that we will be focused on. In our next video, we'll be talking about market opportunities and evaluating the attractiveness of the market. And then we'll be peeling away the layers of this onion to discuss an organization's resources and strategic fit, to discuss go-to-market strategies and the strategic quadrants framework, to discuss segmentation and targeting, positioning, and then the development of the offer. And so notice that we'll really be coming full circle over the course discussions. We've started off now with the definition of marketing, meaning to go to market, and with what do we go to market? With an offer. And then we'll end the course with the actual design of an offer. And you'll be doing these same steps with your team project. Have you been wondering why you study in your master's program a course on international marketing management? Well, it's because strategic marketing, and particularly global strategic marketing, is a very difficult thing to plan for. It just is. And why is it? Because of the 3 C's. The 3 C's are competition, complexity, and change. Unless you have a product to sell that is completely innovative, you will almost always be in a situation with which you are faced with great levels of competition. You may be the leader in the market, or you may be the underdog in the market. But every decision that you make, you will be responding to something that your competition did, or you will be aware that your competition will be about to respond to the decision that you made. You will need to gather competitive intelligence in order to make the best decisions possible. Also, in a global environment, things are very complex. Our situations change daily. It may be that technology is changing, or what our competition has done has changed, or the currency markets may have changed. It's a very complex situation. And of course, as I've mentioned, change is also important. We can't gather our information and make our decisions and assume that those decisions are going to be appropriate for the next 1, 3, 5, or 10 years. Instead, we have to be in a situation where we're constantly evaluating what we've done and what we might need to do so that we can respond quickly to changes in the environment. Therefore, as we move through the course, we will be relying on a disciplined and iterative approach. And that approach has 5 steps to it. They are research, analysis, planning, implementation, and control. When international marketing managers develop a marketing plan, They conduct research to get the information that they need upon which to make their decisions. They then analyze that information. Then they create their plan, the marketing plan that they will execute on as they go to market. That plan is implemented, and then control means that the objectives and accomplishments are monitored for feedback, and that information serves as future research for future decisions. In our course, we are going to be focused very heavily on the analysis stage. In other words, I'm going to be teaching you several models and tools that you can use to analyze information at different stages of the marketing plan, which will enhance your ability to make international marketing decisions. I hope you enjoyed this introduction to marketing management. In our next video, we'll be talking about market opportunities and how you can assess the attractiveness of different market opportunities. It's a good time, too, to take a look at that Gillette Shave India reading as something that we'll be discussing on our Facebook group. See you next time.